What's up, guys? Winter Kills here, and welcome back to a brand new and updated Salamangreat deck profile. It's been, I think the last time I updated this was in February of this year, and I really was interested in Salamangreat. I did enjoy playing the deck and learning all the combos, especially how powerful it was. But soon after that, I kind of fell out of interest with the deck simply because it was just the same old strategy over and over again. But now that it's been hit a little bit by the way of Lady Debug going to 1, and we actually have some newer cards to work with, some new cards, but you know, not a ton of them, but it has allowed a little bit of leeway for some change with this deck. And I would like to say this is a pretty standard list, give or take maybe a few cards in the main and the extra. But other than that, we'll go ahead and get started. Also, real quick shout out to Imperium Duelist, providing some of these awesome sleeves that you see me using here. These are the Shatter Foil effect sleeves here on the main deck, and I've got a whole different types of sleeves here on the extra deck. These are the Sandstorm sleeves in black. I got some of the other Shatter Foil effect sleeves as well, some of the Charm sleeves, etc., etc. On here. So if you're interested in picking up any of these sleeves or this mat that I'm using here, the Thunderstorm play mat, you can go ahead and check their website out down in the description below, and you can use that discount code to save 10% off if you'd like to do so. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get into the profile. And to start, we have none other than 3 copies of Salamangreat Gazelle. This is I'm pretty sure just an absolute staple in the deck. You gotta play 3 of it. It's pretty much your best card. It's a 1-card play starter with this and Spinny Engrave. Such a fantastic card, and especially now that we can search it off of Cynet Mining and pitching, this would be the best possible thing to pitch off of it, because once this gets sent, you add the Gazelle to hand. The Gazelle will trigger from the discard of Cynet Mining, allowing you to get that special summon and that send for pretty much free. So yeah, 3 Gazelle, definitely got to play it. 3 Spinny. I've seen some builds drop this down to 2. I think 3 is mandatory. Not really mandatory, but I think it's best to play 3. The sooner you see these cards like Spinny and Gazelle, the better. So we want to max out on these if we can. 3 Foxy. It's like a pot of duality, pseudo pot of duality for Salamangreat to reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add any Salamangreat card of those to your hand, and then the rest are shuffled into the deck. And then if it's in your grave, and a face-up spell or trap is on the field, you can discard a Salamangreat card and special summon this card. Then you can destroy 1 face-up spell or trap on the field, and you can only use 1 Salamangreat Foxy effect per turn, and only once that turn. So usually after you link this guy away, he can sort of act as sort of an MST the following turn, which is pretty nice to clear some annoying back row. Then we have 1 Jak Jaguar, 1 Falco, and 1 Salamangreat Fowl. I do like Fowl because it allows for a bit of different play. It's a nice extender. It's a different extender than just having a card like, per se, Spinny to follow up with. Sometimes you can follow up with Fowl and make extra plays or help make more rank 4s with these other guys here. Or just opening this and like the classic combo you do with Mirage Daily to bring out Jak Jaguar allow us to make easier rank 4s, and making things like Dweller is pretty nice. But Foul basically says, if a Salamangreat monster or monsters except itself is normal or special summon except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only use this effect of Salamangreat Foul once per turn. The other effect says you can send 1 Salamangreat card from your hand or face-up field to the graveyard, then target 1 set spell or trap your opponent controls. That set card cannot be activated this turn. So basically, if you were to go, per se, Gazelle, send Spinny, link Gazelle into Balinks, you would be able to trigger the Foul to get that on board for extra link fodder, or like I said earlier, rank 4 plays. And again, also acting sort of as like a late stage effect during that following turn. So very, very good card there. Then last but not least, the 1 Lady Debug. Definitely want to play this card still. I was going to play Salamangreat Mirror to where, you know, if this card gets Ghost Ogred, we just still have a play because we can add Mirror and that gets summoned. And then, because once you get added to the hand, it gets summoned, and then we can still make Salamangreat plays. But since it's at 1, I think that risk is a lot lower, since we're most likely going to be starting our plays in different fashions than just Lady Debug. So that's it for the Cyburst monsters, the Salamangreat monsters, and of course the 1 Debug. Now, of course, this is Salamangreat, so we do play a lot of hand traps, quite a few. Most notably, first 3, Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Ash fits so well into the deck because it is a fire. It's a card that you can add back off of Sunlight Wolf if something is special summoned to a zone it points to. So playing this card is just so advantageous in here, and yeah, there's nothing really else to say. Triple Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler, I think, is becoming a really good hand trap this format, so having 3 Effect Veiler is nice. And then 2 copies of Ghost Ogre. Keep in mind, you could play Phantasme. Phantasme is a little too expensive for me, so if it is for you too, feel free to play cards like Ghost Ogre or Drone Lockbird. Just having more interruptions on top of the plays you make already going first will do the job just as good. Phantasme is a bit pricey, I do realize that. And that is it for the monsters. Now we will go into the spell lineup, starting with triple Salamangreat Circle. It's a Rhoda for Salamangreat monsters, so playing multiples is wanted. This card can be the difference between having full combo and not, and most of the time you're going to have full combo because of how many search cards are in this deck. You're playing the triple Gazelle, the triple Circle, triple Foxy, the Cynet Minings, the Lady Debug, the list goes on, playing plenty of cards to get to your main combo pieces. So Circle is a must. Triple Call by the Grave, very, very important card. Definitely want to play 3 Call by the Grave. Now, here's another card that I'm also playing 3 of. This is a card that I've seen a few lists play. Twin Twister, I've realized, is actually just not that great in here. We're already playing Cynet Mining, which forces us to discard combo pieces or not. I think playing a card like Twin might be a bit overkill, especially since this deck does like to go first in most cases. Having that there and having to have a card in hand for discard in some cases isn't optimal, and paying that 1,000 life points for Cosmic Cyclone isn't always going to make too big of a difference, because you only ever probably resolve this card 1 or 2 times in a game, if that. And the simple fact that it doesn't destroy the card that it is getting rid of, it banishes it, which is a huge heads up in matchups against like Sky Striker, and things like that. Even like just another example, like True Draco, you can hit this on their spells and traps, and since they aren't destroyed, obviously none of their effects were triggered. Just a little example I can give there. So 3 Cosmic Cyclone. This could be MST. You could play Twin Twister still, but I've seen some other lists mess around with the Cyclone, and I think it's actually a pretty cool and innovative idea that I want to go ahead and share it with you guys as well. So those are the only 3 up spells that we play. 3 Circle, 3 Call by, 3 Cyclone. Then next we have 2 copies of Cynet Mining. This card is the Absolute Stones, with basically opening Spinny, and Cynet Mining is just full-on combo without even having to burn a normal summon. Basically, yeah, like I said, opening these 2 cards right here, because once you discard the Spinny for the Cynet Mining and you add that Gazelle to your hand, the Gazelle, once added, will trigger because the Spinny that was just sent. You'll be able to summon this, send your Roar or Rage, whatever it is, to the graveyard, and then use your Spinny thereafter. So very, very powerful card, and I think 2 is fine. It is a hard once per turn, so you don't want to clog with these. You really don't want to open more than 1, obviously. You can resolve more than 1 in a game, for sure, but I think 2 is a good number because, like, again, we already play so many cards to get to our combo pieces. This is sort of replacing that 2nd and 3rd debug that we lost, if you want to put it that way. Continuing on with the spells here. 1 Salamangreat Recurrence, 1 Will of the Salamangreat, and 1 Salamangreat Sanctuary. The 3 one-ofs. I've seen some builds not play this card. I've seen some builds play this card. I was playing against this deck on stream the other week, and he top decked this late game and completely came back out of nowhere. Added back a Gazelle and recycled a Mirage Stalio. It's just such a good card. Target 2 Salamangreat monsters in your graveyard with different names, add them to your hand, and then it says, if this set card is destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can add a Salamangreat spell or trap from your deck to your hand, except itself. You can only use each effective Salamangreat recurrence once per turn. So a lot of people do like to side back row hate against this deck simply because you set a lot of floodgates, not really floodgates, but interruptions turn 1. So sometimes bluffing with this turn 1, they might think it's a Roar or a Rage or some other trap card or a Circle. And if they do Twister it, you just get the added plus of being able to search any Salamangreat spell or trap from your deck to your hand. So you can just add a copy of Circle for next turn, or a copy of Rage or Roar or Will or Sanctuary. And I just still playing the one of each. Never really ever wanted to play more of Sanctuary. Will is a card that, you know, it's kind of like a really good Monster Born or Soul Charge. I think, though, still playing at 1 is kind of a safe bet to play in here. But I think Recurrence is a strong one of in here. I wouldn't play it any more than that because it does have that requirement. So I think that is a good number there. So now we'll go into the traps. To start, we have 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Add this to the list of more hand traps that we were playing. Do you need to play Impermanence here? No, you don't have to. Again, you can play Forbidden Chalice, more hand traps, Droll and Lockbird, Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion. You can play Breakthrough Skill, just to name a few other cards. So you don't have to play Impermanence in here, or if you have Phantasmes, you don't have to play these instead and play the Phantasmes, or vice versa. It's just 3 cards. You could easily find replacements for, whether you want to be playing like other Salamangreat monsters like Beat Bison, Mirror, and maybe the other Foxer. If you want to play more monsters in your build, feel free to, or just playing more copies of these cards. It's also another option. Then, of course, the 1 Roar and the 1 Rage, both cards that can be, well, this card can be set back by its own, and we can also set them back with a card like Falco. So these cards do have the ability to be able to be recycled for multiple uses. So I think playing 1 of each is fine, so you don't have to worry about opening too many, where you can focus on opening your combo pieces instead, and then getting these cards as a result. So that is it for the main deck. Should be about 40 cards. The extra deck we'll go into now. Triple Baylynx. I was gonna cut a Baylynx for like a Phoenix, but I just didn't really want to do it. Didn't really want to try and find the room, because this is a card like I just always want to be able to go into, because it's such a good card on the field to help, you know, link climb, so to speak, and then the effect in grave to be able to protect other Salamangreat cards is really, really awesome as well. Then would have guessed Triple Sunlight Wolf. This card's really, really good. Definitely want to max out on Sunlight Wolf, and then 1 of each art of the Salamangreat Heat Leo, because you do want to at least have 2 copies, so you can use the field spell to link it to another copy of itself and get all the effects you can out of your Heat Leo. I'm still playing the Update Jammer, the Transcode Talker, and the Borload. I think this is still a really strong package to play in the extra deck, and I just did not want to give it up, so I'm still playing it. I think it's really, really good. Just Transcode itself is just really good. And then the Update Jammer into the Borload for the double Snatch Deal is just really, really strong. And again, this is a play that I didn't want to give up as of yet. Then we have 1 Nightmare Phoenix and 1 Mech Knight Crusadia Avermax. Avermax is made in here very, very easily with just like 2 Sunlight Wolves, or like Update Jammer and like a Sunlight Wolf. It's very easy to get in this card because we do play a lot of Link 2s, and Avermax is a really, really strong Link monster in here. And I think playing at least at 1 is alright. And then we have 1 Dweller and 1 Mirage Stalio. Now, I was thinking about dropping the Phoenix itself for a second Mirage Stalio, but like, I didn't know, like, I get that this card is really recyclable, but like, once it gets called by, if they called by this card, like, it really, really hurts, just because like, then you have nothing else to follow up with a combo later. And like I said, like, you link it away, spin a card, and then hopefully put it back with your Sunlight Wolf to be able to make next turn. But if, like I said, if this gets called by, then you're just kind of out of luck for other combos you can make. And I just didn't know what I valued more, having that back row removal sort of in the extra deck as opposed to, you know, just having it in the main deck only, or having the ability to have that second combo. So you could either play either or of these. I probably am leaning a bit towards Mirage, the second Mirage Stalio at this point. I always like playing the second one. Phoenix, I don't know. You could probably just cut this, or if you're feeling like you want to play this, or Cerberus, or Unicorn, or whichever Nightmare you want to play. I'm just, like, part of me wants to lean towards the second Mirage Stalio. I just wanted to bring up the Phoenix in the extra deck here. So yeah, that's it for the extra deck. Should be 15 cards if I can count correctly. And yeah, that is it for the deck profile. If you guys enjoyed, it's been a while since we've done anything with Salamangreat. And I hope you guys are somewhat satisfied, at least with this update to this very, very powerful competitive sort of tier 1 deck still to this point. And who could forget, it's completely out of a structure deck as well, which is incredible to see such competitiveness born out of a structure deck like we've seen a couple times in the past, but this is one of those decks that really takes one of the top spots in my opinion. And yeah, just a very, very consistent deck as well. Does it have its flaws? For sure. Does it have its weaknesses? For sure. And yeah. Anyways, that's going to be it. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Don't forget to join Discord and follow me on Twitch to see me test decks like this live on my stream. I stream every Saturday, Sunday, and Monday around 7 or 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, give or take a few minutes. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Check out Imperium Duelist as well. And as always, guys, I want to kill signing out. We'll see you in the next one.